Good evening. I'll call the West Mead Township Board of Supervisors public meeting for November 2019 to order. Roll call.
Jordan?
Here.
Charles?
Here.
Hobart?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. At this time, I entertain any public comment on the agenda items. Do we have any public comment on the agenda items? Entertain a motion to approve the October 8th, 2019 study session and regular meeting minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion?
No.
Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. Entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for October 2019 and approve the payment of bills in the amount of $126,231.27, subject to audit.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
That's kind of the finish up on the summer work, under that oil
Yeah.
and stone.
Yep. And then there's even the rest of the park, the playground, the rec complex, so it's,
But we managed to have a little bit left over though, this year.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. Okay, municipal reports, Police Chief Chip Brown.
Good evening. For the month of October, we received 84 complaints, with 78 of those being cleared. Time spent in school zone is 7 hours, 4 hours of special detail. There was 181 and a half hours of traffic and patrol time in the township, 114 hours spent in the office, 3.5 hours spent during arrest and processing time, 62 hours spent on investigation time, with 13.5 hours spent in court, and 33 hours spent on administrative miscellaneous time for meetings and meetings with the DA. There were 10 traffic stops with 5 citations being issued, 1 for driving without a license, 1 for inspection violation, 1 for careless driving, 1 for improper passing, and 1 for emergent vehicle entering or crossing a roadway. There were 5 warnings issued, 1 for speed, 2 for faulty equipment, 1 for inspection violation, and 1 for unregistered vehicle. There were 61 investigations for the month, 2 reportable motor vehicle accidents, and 4 non-reportable motor vehicle accidents. There was 1 dog ordinance violation with 4 animal complaints, and those were all car versus deer complaints. There was 1 request to assist the road department. We were requested to assist other police departments 3 times. We were assisted by other police departments once. We assisted fire EMS 4 times. There were 2 residential burglar alarms. We assisted citizens twice, assisted a general motorist twice, and assisted disabled vehicles 3 times. There was 1 request to speak to an officer. There were 5 check welfare of persons calls. There were 3 court subpoena services. There was 1 house check and 1 processing for fingerprints. Under investigations, there was 1 child custody issue, 2 civil complaints, 3 DUI, D investigations, 2 drug offenses, 1 possession of marijuana, 1 drug paraphernalia investigation, 1 bad check, 1 burglary, 7 thefts, 1 vandalism. There were 3 physical assault calls, 4 domestic disturbance calls, 3 harassments, 3 suspicious vehicle checks, with 3 suspicious person checks. There were 8 misdemeanor arrests for the month. 5 different charges for driving under the influence of alcohol and driving under the influence of alcohol with drugs in their system. 1 person with an interlock violation and drug paraphernalia charges. Total mileage of all vehicles was 2,552 miles a month.
Okay, any questions for Chief Brown? Okay, John with the road report.
From 10/8 through today, we were doing our final mowing and stuff to all 3 of our parks and winterized the bathrooms at Oak Grove. We started basically our fall cleanup, which is a lot of leaf cleanup and sticks and trees and whatnot down at all 3 parks. We've got about the first round down at Oak Grove, and then the snow came, so more to do there. We also cleaned out all of our winter material bins and the anti-skid and the mixed anti-skid bins and restocked with fresh materials. Of course, we've been vacuuming leaves on both sides of the township. And again, you know, with the snow on, it slowed us down, and the rain and whatnot, so we've got more to do. Looks like that'll let us get back to that maybe next week or the week after, hopefully. And then, of course, we're continuing to pick up bagged leaves for those who choose to bag them, and could give us a call and let us know when and where. We started repairing road signs, posts, and delineators, getting everything as ready as we can for winter. We also finished up some final seal coat stuff, which was a little late for us, but we had to try to do it to get those roads through the winter. We've been doing some miscellaneous ditching, and we've had quite a few plug pipes and plug ditches, and so we've been out trying to open all that stuff up and keep water flowing. All the equipment is currently changed over from summer mode to winter. Plows were all sandblasted and welded where they needed to be and powder coated. Wings were repaired, spreaders were repaired and put on, and there were miscellaneous repairs to hydraulic hoses and whatnot underneath the trucks that were worn from over the years. And as of today, this is day number 2 of winter for us. That put us out there, and actually the guys are out right now, so other than that, that's our month. So
Any questions for John? Nope. How's the new Mac? truck
it's
working out?
good now. We had a few glitches starting out, a few things that we had to figure out about the thing, and then, you know, some calibrating and some tweaking and stuff that needed to be done, some adjustments to the wing and the hydraulics, and actually the truck was just out and it's working spot on, so a good piece of equipment. So I think we're going to be happy with it.
Jill, for the lack of a zoning report this month?
There were no permits issued, yeah. Which doesn't happen very often, and it just so happened this month there were none.
Okay. All right, the first order of business, regular business, is to review the proposed 2020 budget. Jill, would you like to go ahead and give us the Cliff Note version of the highlights, please?
Sure. For this budget, for this year, there is no tax increase. So that's probably, we haven't raised taxes. The last time was in 2011. There was a tax increase of $500,000. So this has no tax increase in any of the funds. It does have the LST tax increase that we established last year that went from $10 to $52. So that's something that employees pay, or it's withheld from their paychecks. So that being said, we're proposing our beginning fund balance in the general fund to be like $83,719. And then all of the revenues are pretty standard, you know, we expect them to pretty much stay the same. Then total revenues would be $1,288,143. We're anticipating a lot of the things to stay the same throughout the year as far as our expenditures under the general fund. We don't anticipate a lot of equipment, but we do want to do, obviously road work and things, and just kind of to continue like we are with the police department, the office. So our total expenditures in the general fund, we anticipate being $1,369,800. So our ending fund balance, we would have a surplus of $2,062. A little bit better than last year, still kind of tight, but, we're doing everything we can to live within our means. The state liquid fuels, we have a carryover beginning fund balance of $160,805. Total receipts, liquid fuels monies are going to be a little bit less. That's what they've anticipated telling us. Now, hopefully, it comes in higher, but because of, the electric and people not driving, electric cars, and then people not driving as much, price of gas, everything's kind of gets contingent upon all of those things. But total receipts of $238,015 in receipts. Our expenditures, we anticipate spending $398,820. And we do anticipate doing some paving work. John and I had talked about, potential roads, and then we also are going to continue to do seal coat, tar and chip work, and then obviously we have salt and anti-skid materials, different things to buy. So a lot of the state liquid fuels funds go towards roads only, anything related to road. So then our ending fund balance would be $0. We do have a little account that's the Capital Reserve Act 13 gas money. That's from any of the fracking, the drilling that, we've used to get some money from the reserve fund, but we haven't in the last few years, so it's been kind of stagnant, but we have $4,349, which we just get in interest then, usually like less than $100, but we do have that little fund balance of $4,424. So we're trying to kind of build that up to spend it for something. Then we have the Capital Reserve Fund, which at the beginning of the year, we anticipate $2,125,000. Usually that's $2,285,000, but we did borrow from ourselves in 19 instead of paying interest on the Mack truck. So we have borrowed $200,000 from ourselves, and we're going to pay that back in a 5-year increment. So we'll pay $40,000 back by the end of December of this year, and then there's $40,000 more going to be put in for the next, for a total of 5 years, so for the next 4. So at the end of the year, we anticipating having $2,165,000 in that Capital Reserve Fund. And then the Capital Reserve Interest Fund, we have a fund balance at the beginning of the year of $61,244, total receipts of the $40,100, and then total expenses of $40,000. That goes to be put into the general fund. We use that interest to pay, usually towards the fire departments or, things in the general fund. So then our ending fund balance will be $61,344. So, did I miss anything, or?
Did you pretty much?
John, you want to add anything? Is there?
Okay, at this time, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to adopt and advertise the proposed 2020 budget.
I'll second that motion.
You made the motion?
Entertaining a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion has been
Oh,
made and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion?
I think it's great, no tax increase. I really do.
It's nice to see that we have some paving projects in the budget this year, more than what we had last year. And as my predecessor said, and I agree with him, we like to underestimate income and overestimate expenses so that we hopefully end up in a good situation. I think we did that pretty well for the 19 budget, and it looks like we're going to do the same for the 20 budget.
Well, you're at the mercy of all the economy, too. Whatever the oils do, whatever the blacktop does, we have no clue until we start playing with those numbers where we're going to end up or be, or how much we can do or how much we can't do. So,
Okay, any other discussion?
Nope.
Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charter?
yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Please note the adoption of the final 2020 budget will be considered at the December 10th, 2019 Supervisors Meeting. Item number 2 under regular business, I'll entertain a motion to update eligibility information and authorize signing the application to participate in the Federal Surplus Property Program under the Pennsylvania Department of General Services.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, I mean, this is,
Do we ever get anything from the surplus program?
oh, yeah.
It's been a few years,
Yeah.
but we've looked at even generators we looked at recently, or,
I mean, there's
Do
all
they still have, the
File
place
cabinets.
down in Sharon?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's gone?
I don't think they have that anymore.
Oh, really?
Everything's down in Harrisburg.
Oh, okay. Okay.
but they do a lot on
On the web, oh, yeah,
online, so
online,
you
yeah,
can-
right.
I think Woodcock did that one time. They bought some generators or something.
Yeah.
Through
Yeah.
that service.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You used to be able to go down to Sharon down there and go right through, and then, you know,
Look, yeah.
I was
see
down
what
there
they
one
have.
time.
yeah, it was a nice thing.
Some of the stuff was brand new.
Oh, yeah, never been
used.
touched, yeah.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charter?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. A lot of writing here, better put the glasses back on. Item number 3, entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2019-12 to authorize the Secretary Treasurer to sign the General Reimbursement Grant Agreement for federal aid highway projects with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, acting through the Department of Transportation for roadwork improvements and paving to be done on portions of Allegheny Street and Leslie Road in the amount of $207,628, and authorize submittals be made on behalf of West Mead Township in the ECMS computer system.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well, I mean, this is, these two roads are, they apply for that federal aid money, and so we're going to jump on it. And the city's involved in this as well, City of Meadville. So they'll do the upper portion of Allegheny Street, so that'll get that entire section done, and even our lower section will get done. And then this will be done from Dixon Road to Limber Road. And that section of the city, Leslie from Limber to 86 will get done at the same time. So it'll be a complete project for the city and Westmead. So,
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charter?
yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Item number 4, entertain a motion to approve and authorize the Secretary Treasurer to sign the agreement with Urban Engineers, Inc. to provide the engineering services on behalf of West Mead Township with regard to the federal aid highway projects on portions of Allegheny Street and Leslie Road in the amount not to exceed $9,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well, this is a part of this. We have to have, certified engineers do the paperwork and review and, a lot of things that, believe it or not, I think we could have handled ourselves. But because of where the money's coming from, there's the regulations that you got to live by. So in order to get it to do the projects, this is part of it.
Okay, roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charter?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Okay, please note the leaf collection schedule. Vacuuming of leaves by the road department will continue as long as the weather holds out. The basic schedule will continue as in years past, with Monday, Tuesday on the south side and Wednesday, Thursday on the north side of the township. Residents may also bag their leaves and call the township building to arrange for pickup by the road department or for more information. Is there any public comment? Commissioner-elect Henry, do you have any public comment? No public comment. Supervisor's final comment?
I have none tonight, Tom.
John?
No, well, the only thing I have is it's snowing like crazy out there, so there's been one wreck after another. So I don't know, I just urge people to slow down a little bit and take your time. Makes it harder on us when we try to do the work, and you've got people spinning around in front of you and carrying on, and just makes it a little tough on everybody. So I guess make sure you have good tires, and if you're concerned about going up or down a hill anywhere, stay away from it. Find another way. I know this Lamont Hill over here is definitely a tough one for the city. Helps us with it, and we do the road too. And believe it or not, it gets the best of us. And you know, it's a tough one. Once you're committed to that hill, you're going down it one way or another. Either you're going to get stopped at the bottom, or you're going over the bank. One of the two. And,
I believe that happened earlier this evening.
it did. And I mean, I feel bad for the people that it happened to. But again, if you think it's that bad, find another way.
Yep.
Go down Williamson Road, or even Morgan Street over to Alden and
Yep.
into the city through Chestnut. It's not as steep. So we just urge people to stay away from it as much as possible.
Well, another thing too, you've got warm road temperatures and you've got cold air, and right now this snow is slippery.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and not the last two snows, you know yourself, Mike, they went right to ice.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
so there's not much you can do with it. You can put as much material on as you want, and
Yep.
if the temperatures are down, it only works so fast. And I mean, so we're doing the best we can. So I guess that's all I have.
I have no comment tonight, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? We're going to adjourn to
Executive
an
session?
executive session to discuss litigation.
Litigation.
Okay, roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.